HD.
Okay.
Are you ready? Background.
I'm ready.
Roll tape. Hi, I'm Chuck Slavin, and I'm sitting down with Steve Garfield of stevegarfield.com. We're actually in the after hours of the Boston Media Makers. So let's talk a little bit with Steve, and if you'd like to say hi to the audience, Steve.
Hi, audience. What's up?
So Steve, tell me about the Boston Media Makers.
We meet at Doyle's in Jamaica Plain, first Sunday of every month. Everyone's welcome. You're all welcome. And it's basically people who are into audio, video, news, TV, writing, poetry, sculpture, all kinds of creative things. What we do is we sit around the table, everybody gets like 3 minutes, and they get to talk about who they are or what they're doing. They might have a question, or they might have a little show and tell. So the bottom line is everybody gets to meet everybody else who attends, and it's really unique. You don't really get that at many events.
So it's a really good event. I felt like I was in church a little bit, but it was more exciting.
Because it was Sunday morning, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Church of New Media is what it is.
That's right. Amen. So where did Boston Media Makers start? How did that start out?
So it started out because I go to a lot of conferences, and sometimes in a conference someone will stand up and they'll not introduce who they are, and I'll be like, wow, that guy's interesting. I want to go talk to that guy. And then you think, but there are like 250 other people in here that are probably interesting, and I have no idea who these other people are who are sitting in this conference with me. So that's what this is all about, is to meet every other person who shows up.
Yeah, it's a great event. I think that everybody being able to stand up and talk is really crucial, and getting their 15 seconds or a couple minutes to talk about what's going on is a good idea. So now also, I don't know if anybody knows, but you've also written a book. So let's talk a little bit about the book.
Yeah, I've written a book. Actually, I have a copy in my wallet that I can show you. It's very, very small. It's a very tiny book. But here it is. Here's the book. Get Seen. Actually, this is what the cover is going to look like.
Right.
And it's online video secrets to building your business. So I started putting video on the web. Well, really, in 2002, something like that. I started blogging in 1997, like before blogging was even blogging.
Nice.
Yeah, unbelievable. So then, in January 1st of 2004. I said, why isn't anybody putting video on a blog? And I went and figured out how to do it, like technically how to put video on the blog, and I made up a blog called Steve Garfield's Video Blog. And so since 2004, I've been figuring out all kinds of ways to do things. I teach, I go around the country and speak at conferences. And so then Wiley asked me to do a book proposal to take all my knowledge from like the past 5 years and put it in a book. So I put all this in a book. What kind of camera to choose, what kind of lighting, what kind of microphone, how to shoot, how to do what editing software to use, how to go live streaming. So each chapter is a different thing. And then inside the book are interviews. I have a ton of interviews with people who are successfully doing this stuff. Like, you can look at the examples of what people are doing and how they're successful, and then in the next part of the book you can look at the step-by-step ways of how to do it. Like, I have this one guy, Chris Perillo, and what he does is he does a live streaming show, keeps it really short, it's like a how-to. Then he presses a button and the show goes on YouTube. So he has a live audience and then it's on YouTube. So if you're like, whoa, I'd like to do something like that, you can go to the chapter on live streaming, see how to set up live streaming yourself, and have like a step-by-step thing. It tells you exactly 5 steps. Here's the first thing, all through 1 through 5, and it shows you exactly to do what Chris Perillo's doing. So a lot of times, you hear people talk or you read books and it's not, the stories are good, but you don't get the how to do it exactly. So this book combines stories. I got a bunch of stories of my own of different things that I've encountered, and then it also shows you exactly how to do this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And when is the book available?
So available nationwide in January, and if you go to stevegarfield.com, there's all kinds of links on there that you can find it. You can pre-order it now if you want.
Nice. I'll check it out.
All right.
I'm gonna get one.
It's great. There's really good stories. There's like a story on there how I met Jimmy Fallon.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's kind of a cool story because he started a video blog, just like I started a video blog. And I commented on his video blog, and then he started talking to me. So there's one part of putting video on the web, which is physically, creating the video and then putting it on the web. But then the second really important part is looking at who's talking to you and having a conversation with you over on your site. So I put a comment on Jimmy Fallon's blog, and he talked back to me. And then we started talking, and then I met him. I flew to New York, went to his show, met him backstage. But it all happened because he was paying attention to who was watching his video blog and commenting back. So there's a lot involved with putting video on the web, and it's more than just putting video on the web. It's engaging in a conversation with those people who are watching.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm glad we got to sit down for coffee.
Oh yeah.
And,
you got me and my. This is very weak coffee. This is like the weakest coffee you could ever get.
Excellent. So I'm Chuck Slavin, and this is
Steve Garfield from stevegarfield.com.
And thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Whatever it is, wherever this is going. Where is this?
Oh.